Hello, how are we doing on this Monday morning? I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live today because I've been catching up on some courses which are coming up to probably a year old. So that's not ideal, is it? So I've been doing that. However, if you want to know more about some digital marketing, I am now refreshed because that's what I've been doing this morning. There's been refreshing my knowledge on all things digital marketing, which has been great fun. That's with Marketing Tom, who have been very patient with me because things got really busy really quickly in the end. When we go back to when kind of summer came last year, when the kind of world likes to reopen in summer, as we know, and then I started doing more with the radio, started doing more other marketing things, bits and pieces, and things just got really, really busy. And as a result, study kind of took a backwards step. So trying to just get back on top of everything, which has proven quite difficult actually, particularly after this weekend because I didn't spend any time sat at my desk because I was doing far better things, which I'm sure I will move on to. Well, Shamai, how are you, Helen? I had a comment on Pure West Radio because I do my little Welsh recap, and it was another Helen actually, and she said that it needs to be spelled MAI. Now I know that you probably can't reply to me, but what is the difference between the two? What's the difference between Shemai as an MAE and Shemai MAI? I'm sure there is some logic in there. Also, Kutch is a word which is often mispronounced because if you spell it, um, the English way with a CH, of course, CH is a Welsh letter. So you'd end up with as opposed to Kutch, which is what we all know it is, which is why in Welsh circles you see it spelt with an SH. So you get that Kutch. You get the Kut and the Kutch, not Kutch. So that's something to be wary of. Yeah, so I'm really not prepped or planned for anything this week. I couldn't do it last week. What was I doing last week? Last week, what happened last week? That's right, tech issues galore last week. Nearly had them this week as well, but I've been thankfully busy doing other bits and pieces, which is always good fun. Yeah, so I did my show this morning and then had to go because of other bits and pieces. In fact, I have just reminded myself I need to ring the garage. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing? Do you know what? I've like just opened up talking about how busy I've been. Do you know what? I've still got reminders as to the quiz night. Yeah, I know that we made one, and I love a quiz. And I was fortunate enough to have a quiz at a at the radio Christmas party, which was like a couple of weeks ago. And I still get the reminders of when your quiz is. So I really should like make a point of going back. I think. What else have I got in here? I've got loads of recurring things. So the next one, I don't know if I'm right in saying this, is it the 9th? Try and keep up to date with all these things. But yeah, it's there. But what has everyone else been up to? I feel like it's been so long, and I went away for the weekend, and it could have easily been a week away. It was lovely, a driving trip up to Manchester, which was great because the weather was wonderful, really good company, and it was to see. It is the 9th. There you go. I thought so. There you go. Quiz night on the 9th. Because of circumstances, I won't promise, but it's definitely in the calendar because I've got them all in the calendar. It's also Easter school holidays that week, isn't it? So that's cool. Oh, in fact, that might free up another Friday for me actually. So this is good news. So there you go. Trying to claw some time back and try and be a bit more organized as to what I'm doing and getting on with, which is nice considering that this year started and I said that my word was going to be focused. I am focused. Many congratulations. It's my sister's wedding, so won't be there. Well, I know that the group is fantastic, but you are the link there, Tracy. Weddings are exciting. There's loads of weddings coming up. I think I've definitely got, not me personally, I'm not getting married, but I'm going to 3 this year. So weddings, considering that they were put on the back burner for 2 years, they are coming back. In fact, right here, this is a piece of card that tells me that I'm invited to a different wedding. Please arrive by 2 p.m. Guests to be seated at 2:15 for a prompt 2:30 start, and reception to follow at the same venue. So that is perfect. And they've got a nice little list of hotels and whatnot. So make a weekend of that one, which is good. So when's this one? This one's July. I've got one. Have I got one next week? Is it next week or the week after? There's one coming up super duper soon, and another one in November, which is quite a special one. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I suppose I could. I'll let her say it. Weddings? Who? What? Oh, hello everyone. Hello Wayne. Your wedding. Oh, you told me this because it was your anniversary, wasn't it? It was. It wasn't recent. Is the most diplomatic way I'm going to answer that. In fact, the last person I know that had quite a long anniversary was a guy called Bill, and it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Bill. Pembroke Happis. Tracy with a high Wayne as well. But yeah, how's everybody? Oh, clocks change on Sunday. So this lovely weather, we're supposed to have lovely weather all week, and then the clocks are going to change. And then to me, it's wonderful because we get lovely evenings, and I love the lovely evenings. And with weddings coming up and things, we'll be able to just enjoy ourselves later into the day, which sounds like a good thing to do. And yeah, I was just talking about focus then, and trying to focus and trying to kind of hone in on the things that bring me joy, and maybe even a bit more time would be fantastic. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. However, some other things to mention before I do that is some events that are coming up, which is really cool. There you go. I knew that there was something coming up next month, 29th of April, our 40th. But we've been together 44 years, all the fours. That's amazing. April the 29th. So that's classed as a spring. That's still a spring wedding, isn't it? Yeah, the wedding I've got next week. I'm floundering looking at the calendar that's on the wall there, which is from a play, and of course it's on the wrong month. So of course I don't know it. April the 2nd is my first wedding of the season. So that's where I'll be. Hello, Dion. We're talking weddings at the moment and lovely weather because the clocks are changing. Wayne, a lot of love. 40 years. That is amazing. Like, I can't even fathom that. I'm not even 40 years old. So how old? Yeah, no. Dion, lots. I love this. People just saying hello. Diane was a war bride. It was during the Falklands War. Well. Was that 40 years ago? Goodness gracious me. 40 years ago, the Falklands War. I always felt like it was a long time ago when I was growing up, but it wasn't all that long ago at all, really. Was it? No. It's just that I was young, so everything felt like it was ages ago. There you go, Tracy. I was 1 when you got married, Wayne. Oh, do I spy? No, already had it. It's fine. I love when things like this converge onto each other, and you think about your life, and you think, oh yeah, like this happened at that point in my life, then this happened at that point in my life, and then someone comes along and says, oh yeah, when I was that age or on that year, this happened. And it was like, everything just, the whole perspective shifts. Dion, you have been very much missed. You've got a week off. It's so good to see you. And in fact, I saw some lovely, happy, smiley pictures of you the other day as well. And the last time that we like proper heard from you, Dion, you Well, COVID was still very much a thing, and you were like running the department in the hospital. It's like that feels like yesterday, and also so long ago. Wayne, I was very young too. I actually don't know how old you are, Wayne. We worked with each other for however long it was, 2 years, 2.5 years, and I actually, because I don't really see age as a thing. My best friend at a previous job started work there the day I was born. She had her 25th work anniversary on my 25th birthday. That's amazing. My best work friend at a previous job started work there the day I was born. That is amazing. 25 years doing the same job. I haven't been able to have the same job for longer than 2 years at the moment. I finally have someone to job share with me. Hooray! In fact, I drive past the hospital very frequently at the moment because I'm rehearsing for a play, which is part of like the announcement at the moment. Not announcement at the moment, but it's one thing that I'm doing at the end of April in Penarth in Cardiff. I'm in a play, a bit of a comedy caper, a whodunit kind of scenario, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So I drive past the hospital. Well, at the moment, it's twice a week. It is going to shift up to 3 times a week, which is quite, perfectly timed with diesel prices flying through the roof. Tracy, I've been in the NHS 19 years this year, but have changed roles. Well. 19 years. How old am I again? You've been there for longer than I've been in the work. Well, yeah, like professional career. So I was at Sittings Advice Bureau for a year and a half, because I volunteered before that. Might have been a bit longer. And I was solicitor's firm for a year, and then I moved to Tenovus. I was there for 7.5 years, but in that time I had 4 roles within that time, and then redundancy. And now here I am doing what feels like everything. I want to try some of that. I want to try some of that. I want to try a bit of that, which, to be honest, I am really enjoying. But it means that I barely have any time to do other bits and pieces. And considering that I started the year with focus, I still haven't necessarily done the one thing, which is what I wanted to do to allow me to focus on the thing I want to focus on. So maybe that's a bit of learning from my point of view, is to be like, I need to stop saying yes to everything. Like, this was actually my trajectory for this year, so I need to work on that. But yeah, so Dion, I really hope that it has calmed down a little bit, because it was busy, really busy. In fact, I don't know if she's around or not, but I'm going to send her a message anyway. I just assumed because she's away. But I'm going to send it anyway and see whether or not she is around. You pressure but link. Nice to get the whole band back together, wouldn't it? I think so. Wayne did 13 years in my first job, and then 21 in my second. Then just averaged 3 or 4 after those. That is like the job marketplace has completely changed, isn't it? It's still crazy, but I love it. That is the best. That's the best thing. Because what I like about really busy times in work is that it just keeps you fresh. It keeps you ticking over. It keeps you wanting to be like, oh, I can try and do this. I can try and do that. And I think it makes a huge difference. So I'm so pleased that you love it. There's nothing better than finding a job that you absolutely love, because you don't feel like you're working, which I suppose is kind of the trap that I'm in at the moment. I say trap. I'm just not getting the freelancer rate is ultimately what it boils down to. Tracy, we need a meetup. Wouldn't that be so good? That was always the plan, wasn't it? And then kind of lockdown just kind of didn't really lock down fully enough, but people were back to work, and it just never really happened. But I'd love something like that. I really, really would. Yeah, like, it'd just be so good to see people. We need to fly Lou down as well from Glasgow, and be like, right, you're joining us. You're a Celt, so it's fine. You can come on down to Wales. We'll bring you down. Oh my goodness, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite comments of the whole thing. I finally have found somewhere where I feel I belong. I love that so much. That I love that because I think that I have too. But circumstances means that I can't necessarily settle there. Is the issue? I can't settle. Dion, that makes my heart sing. I'm so pleased that you found that because you're so awesome. I barely even knew you when you were in Tenebris because of roles and where I was and where you were, and also just the shortness of time that there was when we were both there. But I always knew that you were like wonderful just from the few dealings I had with you, and I was like vaguely familiar of your circumstances leading up to that employment. And it's such a big deal, isn't it? Like feeling like you belong. We spend so long in work, and also you can have that sense of not belonging when you're with friends or family. They're more difficult to sort out, but it just affects everything, doesn't it? So I'm so pleased. I'm going to put it back on the screen because that's proper made my heart sing. Wayne, always loved my jobs, and after 6 years of retirement, I still miss working. I think I'm in the same camp. I can't foresee me ever fully retiring. I know that Wayne, you're filling your time up with photography and doing printmaking and things like that. There's something about getting up, having tasks to complete that are having an impact or making a difference that just makes, I don't know, it just makes work, like just makes things around you feel like a little bit more worthwhile, I think. And having that purpose, and particularly like this network, this community of people that we have, I feel that we're all givers, and that we all like helping people get to their next stage. And I love that, and it's getting people to their next stage that I really pride myself on. I love it so much when I see people go over and above what they thought they could do, or if they learn something new, or they achieve something that they didn't think that they could get it. And I feel that all of us in this group have done things like that, where we've been able to share good work, or be the good work. And it makes such a big difference. Talking of which, Wayne, have you been able to be out and out to be taking more pictures? I just mentioned you there out and about. And I'm just thinking, Dion's finally found somewhere that she belongs, and Tracy's been in the NHS for 19 years. So I think that there's probably a solid correlation that you're relatively happy there as well, which is wonderful. And it's funny, like I still don't necessarily, because of circumstances and different bits and pieces, I don't necessarily know where or what's going to happen with me. So we'll just have to wait and see. The joys. Let's have a look. She can't join us. She would have, but she sat in a rather busy cafe. I'm not sure they'd really appreciate it, but thank you for thinking of me. Well, Abigail says hi, so I'll pass that on at least. Abigail says hi, and yeah, would have been nice. We will get her back though, because she's a key facet of these things. But yes, if you're in Pembrokeshire in 2 weeks' time, is that all it is? Surely not. 1, 2, the end of the third week, and you want to see some singing, then you can find me in Haverfordwest. I'm going to share all these. I've been really rubbish at sharing what I've been getting up to, which will probably shed some light as to what I've been doing. But I'm doing a choir, and there's also been a rehearsed book in hand concert that I'm in at the end of the first week of April. So what's that? The 8th and the 9th, is it? Have I not got it in my calendar? Well. Is that right? Surely not. I haven't got it in for one day. But yeah, so that's happening. I better double check those dates. And then at the end of April in Penarth Pier Pavilion, 26th to the 30th, I'm going to be in a play that I can't yet name, but I will. And if you fancy seeing a comedy, because it is a comedy caper, then you'll be able to find me there at the end of April. And I am running a choir in Pembrokeshire in Haverfordwest on a Tuesday evening, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And my first session, I personally didn't appreciate it. I knew it could be better, but what's great is that I've learned from that, and I've had 2 sessions since, and thoroughly enjoying it. And I'll be back there again tomorrow evening, and I need to email them now because I promised them I'd email them on a Monday, not on a Tuesday, which is good stuff. But yeah, if you know anyone in and around Pembrokeshire area that can make it into Haverfordwest on a Tuesday evening, tell them to go to choirsforgood.com, which is a lovely little reminder of the fact that I used to work with some wonderful individuals in the charity that I was at, and that this wonderful choir service has come off the back of it, because that makes me smile as well. But again, it's just another little tidbit going back to work, but that might be changing as well too. More on that in due course. So that's where we're at. And you know what? I'm so hungry because I was on this. I had a meeting last week, and it was like to do with the course that I was on training, and because I've been a little bit poor and get my drafts in, and he said, "Oh, we've got a refresher. You might benefit from it. It's this Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and my calendar is very full. It's very colourful and coordinated. Like, but it does make me smile looking at it. But I was like, how on earth? How am I going to be able to do this? And I did it by telling him up front that I can join, but I can't participate because I'm going to be driving. And fair play, he let me do that. I've got some comments here that I've completely missed, and you just have to trust that you'll end up exactly where you are meant to be. I completely agree with that, as does Helen Marie. I love that. You just have to trust you'll end up where you're meant to be. Wayne, I mentioned to him doing some art, and he's been practicing with some white on white photography in the studio. And I believe, has he sent me a picture? Ooh. Oh, wow. I'm like, that doesn't even look real. Am I allowed to share in? Can I do this, or is it going to share the whole thing? Extra camera? Now that's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do that. Share screen. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. It's going to share the whole thing, isn't it? Oh gosh. Google Chrome. I don't know what I'm doing now. All I wanted to do is this. Will you let me do this? I don't know what's going on. I'll have to do it next time because I don't know what's going on. Oh, this button here. Where there? Right, where there? Screen recording is what I'm looking for. I bet you just love the fact that you're doing this with me live. No, I'll have to try it again. I was going to show off Wayne's artwork, but alas, I can't find it. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong button. That's why. Never mind. I'll have to share it next time, I think. Privacy, but I'm still doing it, so I am going to do it. Security and privacy. Screen recording. It is allowed to do it. It's just not working. That's the issue that I'm having. So let's go back here. Never mind. On that note that I didn't really want to. Oh, there we go. Pop it on your Facebook page if you want, Tom. It's the core of a garlic bulb. There you go. I'll share it a little bit later on, certainly in the group. And I'm going to leave us with the wonderful words of Dion. After, in fact, 2 wonderful words. I finally found somewhere where I feel I belong. Those places do exist, and you just have to trust that you'll end up exactly where you are meant to be. And I could not agree more of that sentiment. And you do have to trust it, otherwise you're battling and it's uphill and it's exhausting. And spend your time in good company, share insight and wonderment, and you'll find those people that share the similar insights and similar wonderment as you do, which means that you're more likely to feel that sense of connectedness, that sense of home, which is brilliant. Hello, Sam. I'm just about to sign off though, but I hope you're doing well. Sam, here's our sign off for today. Trusting that you'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. Enjoy your lunch or your cup of tea if you haven't had it already. I'm about to make me something because I'm hungry, and I will speak to you soon. I'm going to start sharing. I'm just going to be better at sharing bits and pieces because I just haven't had the time to do it, and I need to because I miss sharing, and then you end up just feeling a little bit small, or I do anyway. Like it's a social thing to be able to share something, and it's great. Dion, take care. Enjoy your week off with lovely weather that we're going to have this week. And the same goes to everyone. Enjoy the wonderful weather. Make the most of it because this might be our summer. If it's hot enough for shorts, put your shorts on. If you got your sunglasses, put your shades on. Be outside. Enjoy the sun rays. And I'll speak to you all very, very shortly again soon. Mwah. Big love. See you again. Bye.